Hey Nick, you're chilling with a mediocre coffee, so you got time? Was that a deliberate pun? Wasn't? I'm very disappointed in you, but don't worry, I forgive you. That's my pun now. How's your day going anyway? Sorry, it looks like my phone's still doing the thing where I'm not getting chats. Putting in some new beans on the espresso machine. They're going to be bad cups for the first few goes while it gets calibrated, I guess. You had a good blade session yesterday evening, and you're doing the editing on it. Hmm. Really? I heard Blades GMs are kind of weird. Careful with that. Yep, I'm doing good. Ended up staying up a lot later than I should have last night. Not been sleeping too well lately. I don't know if it's just gotten warm now. Yep, therapist. Super lenient, eh? I know the sort. Careless. Oh, hey Nessie. How's everyone doing? Oh, thank you for giving Nettie the shout out, Nerlus. And thank you, Nerlus, for contributing to the tiefling cosplay challenge. Where's that up to anyway? Oh yeah, I can switch the webcam on. Hey. Yeah, sorry I look a bit rushed because yeah, I basically did the streamer equivalent of sleeping in late. Yeah, we're at 86%, 430,854 raised. And thank you for contributing as well, Nick. Oh yeah, quick cosplay update. I have the pattern for my cloak. Fun fact, cloak patterns use an ungodly amount of fabric, so I've had to order like 4 meters, and that was on the stingy side, so I might regret that. Oh, thank you for the contribution, Nessie. Oh yeah, horn-wise, I've just got the groove sort of patterned out. Now, this is actually very close to what I did for the original pair of horns for this character, and then they're just very simple channels around. Like, obviously I've learned a bit more and they're a bit more angled, so I'm just going to go over these with a so I've got all my bits here, and I used the round ones, cut those, and I'm just going to go over them with the more sort of rounded ones, and that should get a bit of a more organic shape. Then will come the really hard part, because I'll have to break them. And that's just going to be heartbreaking, because, you know, I decided to play a character who spent her entire life using them as a glorified crash helmet, and that's how it's just got to go. Oh yeah, but don't know if you've streamed since I last caught you, Nessie, but how's Twin Mirror going? It sort of flew under my radar. But, you know, I quite like don't stuff at least from a storytelling angle. Like, Vampire wasn't great as a game, but it was a pretty good gothic horror story. Oh yeah, apologies to everyone in advance, by the way. My phone's being weird, and sometimes the Twitch app isn't updating properly. I think it might actually be a problem with my phone, because the same's happening with a couple of other apps. So if I don't respond to chat, that's why. Oh hey Jan, how's it going? Nessie, finished it last stream. You're going to play Life is Strange 2 next? Heck yeah. You say Twin Mirror wasn't quite up there with Life is Strange, but it was enjoyable enough for a game you got on sale. Fair enough. Oh yeah, how you doing by the way, Jan? Life is Strange 2, I know, is not necessarily something everyone likes, but I think it's good that they try to do something different with it. Oh yeah, quick story update. We've defeated a barbarian leader. He was sort of basically raised to believe he was the reincarnation of a very important barbarian leader guy, and realised he was lied to by the Fae who raised him, who is the sort of the main villain of the entire campaign. And I believe now I'm going to be made monarch instead of a mere baron. Yes. Ooh, a sword. It's a great sword. I'm sure it's a pretty good sword. 5 to 15 damage. Yeah. Not as good as anything I've got on me, but instead of peace and calm, tension and anxiety prevail in this tomb. You can sense that this play wasn't meant for the great Armag's eternal rest, but rather just a nap while he waits the next battle. And I see you go into it completely blind and you're looking forward to it. Nice. Oh yeah, you're gonna play the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, or whatever that sort of side game they released to advertise it was. Nick, finally a coronation you care about. Oh, hey Enfys, thanks for the point contribution. Nolas, we beat Armag. The second shook hands with him, got tetanus. It's true. And how's it going, Tau Kitty? You're just in time for the coronation. Oh yeah, and again, as I keep saying, apologies if I have trouble keeping up with the chat. Scroll of Doom. That has a very funny name, even though objectively it is the spell known as Doom. Masterwork Glaive. Scroll of Invisibility. Let's do. Anything else here? Okay. We're back at the start now. So if we head north, we can leave. Tau Kitty, you've been playing Super Cow. Not familiar, unless it's a cow and chicken license game. Cartoon I vaguely remember from my childhood. Oh yep, Nick was playing Blades in the Dark. Getting over it with Bennett's Folly. Cool title, but I've heard things about the GM of that game, you know. And this, they should have replaced the coronation with a marathon of Coronation Street from its pilot to the present day. You're right, and you should say it. Nick, I picked up Twitter. Ugh, nasty. I hope they have antibiotics for that. This place is a lot nicer when it's not haunted by spectres. It's noisy at the tomb's exit. Many Tiger Lord's tribesmen have gathered here. Arguing and bickering, and discussion is so heated that some participants have begun punching their opposition or drawing weapons, while more level heads work to calm them down. And yes, Enfys, doom in scroll form. The crowd is greatest around Armagh. The deposed chieftain's escort hold their hands on their weapons, throwing nervous glances towards their tribesmen. Dugaf is here too. Noticing you, he stops speaking and gives you a warm smile. Hey, Dugaf. What? It's good you're here. As you can see, the tribe's on the verge of collapse. Maybe you can help us work things out without resorting to fratricide. Who are they? Our elders, clerics, bards, and strongest fighters have gathered here. Everyone important enough to have a voice in the matter of our tribe. As you can hear, they're more than happy to continue using these new voices. With the fate of our tribe at stake, I can only pray that Great Gorham holds his hand and allows us to resolve it without bloodshed. I mean, I think Gorham's whole thing is bloodshed, so... Are you really worshipping the right god here? Nick, you think fratricide sounds pretty good. I don't know, I love my brothers. Then again, what is sibling love if not slightly murderous? And I am the queer-coded one. Well, side note, obviously I'm not a fictional character, so I can't be queer-coded. I'm just queer. Okay, so what's going on here? It's a tribal council of sorts. Once word spread about the location of Armagh's tomb,
Elders and other influential tribesmen hurry to come here. Armag's actions have split the tribe in two. Some call him a hero, while others consider him a criminal.
I find it so funny that there's this whole mystery about where Armag's tomb was, and obviously we had to optionally do that entire quest in the barony just to track it down, but it was like just literally just slightly across the map. Like if I'd travelled south, I'd have found it by accident.
Those who curse Armag for sending his tribesmen to senseless deaths also won't tolerate those who praise him as a great chieftain.
These seem like Tiger Lord affairs. What help would I be?
Your army forced us into retreat. You defeated our chieftain in an honest fight.
Well, we sort of outnumbered him.
What's more, you've achieved what no one else before you could. You delved into Armag's tomb and proved yourself worthy to enter his resting chamber. And if that wasn't enough, the land where the tomb is located is yours, or soon to be yours. Everything hinges upon your decision.
Okay, cool. Like, these people bring only chaos and death. The best solution would be to send them back home and never let them look upon the borders of this land again. That seems a bit harsh. And thank you for the quote, Enfys. A little late, but you're a mid-chess match. Yeah, I always kind of like chess on principle, but obviously I learned how to play it and I learned the rules and such, but I've never actually been any good at it. Okay, alright. I'll take in any Tiger Lords who wish to leave their tribe and live in my lands, provided they swear an oath of fealty first. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure I like this because my only options are basically, okay, yep, I'll take you all in as long as you become my servant, or just go away. It's a bit, yeah, oh well. I think taking any in who want to leave is the best option. Barbarian. This time there's no yelling or bickering. After a short intense debate, one of the elders addresses you.
We gratefully accept your offer. With your permission, we'll settle here, keeping the peace of Armag's tomb as well as the peace of your borders.
Okay, cool. They volunteered as cops.
There's just one more issue we must discuss. Who will lead the Numerian Tiger Lords? While it may no longer be your concern, those who make their homes in your lands will need a leader, and this person will need to be respected by the tribe, but also hold your trust. If you nominate an appropriate candidate, we'll heed your decision.
I kind of wish you could make a Miri. Still, I kind of like Dugov. Definitely not putting Armag in charge, because bloody hell. Still, maybe a younger chieftain would be the guy who learnt it. You know what? Dugov can do it. The cleric nods with dignity and steps forwards.
Tiger Lords, we can't let this rivalry split our tribe. We're still brothers and sisters, and if trouble comes, we'll unite and fight it together. But for now, Gorham calls for us to go our separate ways for a while. Return to Numeria, choose a new chieftain, and lead the tribe to wealth and glory. We'll remain here, by the tomb of our ancient leader. Farewell, brothers and sisters. Then be pals.
The barbarians nod grimly as the cleric speaks. Once your speech is over, some of them remain, and the others bid farewell to their tribesmen as they leave. Dugov approaches you and shakes your hand.
That's how it goes, Baroness.
That's Queen to you?
Truth be told, when we first met, I was sure Gorham would eventually pit us against one another on the battlefield. I'm glad that was not the case. We'll roam this area, and if any enemies approach your borders, they'll have to deal with us first.
Well, that's good. Enfys, once you know how to play chess, It's 25% problem solving and 75% pattern recognition. Oh, just like real life. At least at the intermediate to international GM levels. That always throws me off, because obviously GM for chess means Grandmaster, which just means a very good chess player. But GM in a tabletop RPG context means something else entirely. Nerdless, you used to think you liked chess, and you spent a good 5 minutes around people who are actually good at it, and you're like, nah, it's not for me. You know what, valid. Like, I mean, is it really a fun hobby if the fandom doesn't ruin it for you? Achievement unlocked. Twice born, twice beaten. Whoa, burn. After the new chieftain finishes his speech, time comes for farewells. Some barbarians exchange hugs and shake their tribesmen's hands with teary eyes, while others simply clench their fists and spit on the ground, muttering curses. Finally, those who decide to return to Numeria leave your land, and the rest surround their leader. Have I leveled up? No. Oh. I do believe I've got a coronation to attend. Later, dorks.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Okay, as I've been saying for most of this quest, kind of worried that I'll lose the option to do any side quests after this point.
Share my path.
So I'm obviously gonna go ahead and we'll see how that goes. And if I just get a bunch of crosses next to my quest log, I guess I'll have to load this quest later. But yeah. Okay. I need to get some flour next time I can. Let's get rid of those nasty negative levels. I mean, it'll probably take a day to get back, so... Oh, 2 days, in fact. Let's go. I mean... I do kind of like how it's just sort of about travelling around the map.
Why don't we set up camp?
It just sort of replicates the idea of feel of an actual adventure, you know?
I admit, when I set off on this expedition, I was sure of gaining new discoveries I could write about in my works, and new sensations capable of reducing bleaching. I'll say nothing about discoveries, but I have had quite a few new sensations. Too bad they're predominantly unpleasant.
Oh, shut up, Jubilost. Nick, your chess playing is 80% chaotic mistakes and 20% finding that one moment where they left their queen exposed because they're dealing with an idiot. No less, to be honest, not even because you didn't like them other players, just the mere realisation that you have to do homework and put effort in to play the game worth a damn. Oh yeah. And I suppose the problem with chess is you don't get matchmaking. So you can't just get lumped in with sort of like chess players of the same skill level. Okay, let's get coronated.
Your Grace, I just realized that I won't be calling you that much longer. I just wanted to tell you that everything is ready for the celebration. Your guests have arrived, the capital is fully decorated for the festivities, and the people can't wait for you to make your entrance.
In this, there are literally websites and clubs that will do that. I mean, yeah, but it's not like you can just click a few buttons and like every single chess player on the planet is being match made against you. But then again, I suppose the offshoot of that is like chess doesn't rely on one company's servers. Can you imagine if like traditional tabletop games were actually somehow tied to one specific company? I mean, I don't mean like obviously stuff like Monopoly is, but like the really old ones, like the centuries and millennia old ones, like chess and backgammon and Go and
All right then. Now we can definitely start celebrating. It's just so incredible. I'm so excited. A new kingdom is about to appear. Right here, before my very eyes. It's long overdue if you ask me. My book of our adventures is desperately lacking in episodes where the heroes are properly rewarded.
tabletop RPGs just be that way.
Shush, girl, stop babbling, would you? You've been hammering our ears for long enough. It's time to let others speak.
God, just shut up and let her speak.
Well, I didn't expect to live long enough to witness this. The stolen lands have finally gained a proper queen. Now, after the other monarchs have recognized you, no one will challenge your right to the throne.
I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 other chapters, so sure about that? And this, that's honestly a horrendous thought. Please no monopolise the oldest of old school games. Yeah. I suppose one day maybe there'll be a company that tries to invent a new form of chess and make that the de facto form of chess. Now that is terrifying.
May Orastil guard your kingdom. Rule wisely. Don't be too harsh to your people without reason. And remain on friendly terms with your neighbors. That won't work with all of them, unfortunately. May demons take the cursed Irovetti. But
Okay, I will.
if someone offers you a hand, don't reject it. All right, that's enough idle talk. I see Lindsay here is getting antsy.
Well, it's time to talk to our current ally, Lady Aldori. Jamandi wishes to have a word with you before the ceremony begins. There are still some things I must arrange, so I can't linger any longer. The coronation will commence as soon as you arrive at the square.
And this, I mean 5D time travel. Oh yeah, there's that literal there's 5D chess. I mean, there's a 3D chess, which I think was actually inspired by Star Trek. I mean, I think my favourite fictional version of chess is either it's tied between whatever they're playing in Star Wars, because like it looks like kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh but fun, and stealth chess from Discworld, just because I like the idea that they've added assassins to it.
A feast in the royal hall is a welcome change after so many blood-soaked battlefields. It appears everyone is going above and beyond to ensure your coronation ceremony is as fine as we have in Brevoy.
Okay, that's a little patronising, but fair enough. Jamandi Aldori gazes at the throne room as if taking in every detail. That's the point. Who actually built my throne room?
And you more than deserve a lavish celebration. If you hadn't arrived in time and intervened on the battlefield, many would be dead today. I'd be honored to help you govern the kingdom. Should you need my service, I will immediately answer your call.
Trust my expertise. High society events quickly become boring, and you'll be thanking the gods for every opportunity to flex your muscles. You'll learn this on your own soon enough. So, Now you're but a few mere paces away from the crown. How does it feel?
Okay, let's see, what have we got? Lawful good. I will accept this crown and rule for the benefit of my subjects. Lawful evil. I can't wait to finally wear the crown and claim everything that rightfully belongs to me. Yep, that's basically the two sorts of queens. Well, I suppose that's the that's queen in Tolkien fantasy, queen in a Disney movie. Neutral. Will anything really change? I'll continue to personally fight bandits and kill monsters, protecting my lands from even knows what troubles. I like that you get to say demon instead of god. Or the chaotic neutral option. The whole coronation is just a stupid formality. Yep, I like that one.
Do you think so? You may be right. In the Stolen Lands, power belongs to the ones strong enough to wield it, not to those who can only strut around in fancy clothes. Nevertheless, sometimes it's good to celebrate a little. A welcome change after the never-ending hunt for monsters and barbarians within your lands.
Okay, so this is actually how I feel about parties in real life. Parties, I mean, I get people must find parties fun, but they scare me. A lot. Enfys it was. Presumably that's about 4D chess, sorry, 3D chess being inspired by Star Trek. I mean, I'll be honest. What little I've seen of 5D chess has completely broken my mind.
Our states are related today and for years to come. I support your ascent to the throne, but you must understand that this imposes upon you some obligations as well. Think carefully before you answer. Your words will define how close our states become in the future.
Okay, I guess she wants to make us the America to her Britain. Or maybe the Scotland to her England. Yeah, I'm gonna say number 2 is a bit cold. Okay, I wish to unite our powers to make our enemies tremble at the very mention of our names. Together we'll make our nations the greatest alliance of Avestan.
Then it is decided. I like it when people get straight to business, rather than wasting time in idle chat. Our advisors will discuss the specifics of our alliance in greater detail, but I already like what I hear.
Thanks for the quote, Enfys. And I'm glad you agree it's a mood. Oh, this is quote 696. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Like 69 gets to be the meme number, but when you consider the implications of 696, new event, lighter border control, I'm fine with that. Eldori Fighting School, or if people want to learn how to use swords. Trading with Restov, gotta trade with someone.
We are decided then. We have lingered too long already. Your people await you outside, Your Highness. It's time you emerge and greet your subjects.
Do I have to do the wave? I don't want to do the wave.
How cute!
But yeah, just gonna talk to the storyteller. Relics. Get the gold for those. Okay. Well, let's get coronated. Nolus, Britain and England are a Klein bottle, you swear. One's in the other, but it's impossible to remember which is which. Well, basically,
What took you so long? Everybody has been waiting for you. Hurry up!
basically, gets confusing because Britain is the political alliance of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. It's also the name of the island of Great Britain, which is called Great Britain because it's the larger Britain, and the, Lesser Britain is what's now known as Brittany, and is part of France, which is sort of more complicated when you can... Okay, someone just literally walked up over the stage and hopped off again. You know what, fair enough. So yeah, it's I suppose maybe it's a bit easier to understand when you literally grew up in this country and it's just literally what's on the map if you look at it. Nola's 696 is literally nothing. The third person's not involved at all. Oh no, 696 is just three friends sleeping top tail. And it's purely platonic, thank you very much. Lindsay is almost jumping in excitement, clutching her hands. In her hands a scroll covered with solemn oaths.
I've searched all the books, but I couldn't find anything that resembled a coronation protocol for the Stolen Lands. So, I took the liberty of penning the program myself. Don't worry, I did the very best I could.
She proudly demonstrates a parchment scroll covered with scribbles. Lindsay clears her throat and turns to the crowd. Okay, so she's gonna basically do what the guy from Knight's Tale was doing for the protagonist. And she's gonna say like something like, "This is not a time for silly declarations," and then make a bunch of declarations.
Citizens of the kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great excitement and indescribable awe that I, Lindsay, official chronicler of the hero who stands beside me, hereby declare the beginning of a sacred ceremony. The coronation of the first legitimate ruler in the history of the Stolen Lands. By the power of the representatives of the other royal houses who recognize her as their equal, and according to the will of the people who accepted her rule, she now ascends the throne, which has been waiting empty for so long, for such a worthy ruler.
Not too sure I like the whole divine right thing going on here. I mean, I suppose the setting has literal gods, so you could ask them if someone has divine right, but...
My fellow citizens, I hereby introduce your queen and your undisputed leader. Now she stands before you, ready to accept your will. Everyone who has gathered here, are you ready to swear fealty to your new ruler?
If I start getting dabbed with lantern oil, I swear.
Erastil, save the queen! Hail to the queen!
I prefer better weather, but okay.
We pledge our loyalty.
Fantastic voice, no notes.
Long live the Queen!
Thanks, cop.
Yeah, sure. How much longer are you gonna wag your tongues? It's time we start feasting in the chieftain's name.
Amiri has her priorities straight.
I'm not subject to anyone, so I cannot swear fealty. But I have nothing to say against a queen such as this.
Dubelos like, normally I'm chaotic neutral, but...
So it is decided. And now, it's your turn, your highness. Into your hands we commend our lives, and humbly request you address the fate that awaits for us under your rule. Please now answer.
Lindsay turns to you. The bard clears her throat and solemnly reads her words from the page.
How do you intend to rule this land and its people? With benevolence and care for those who suffer, or with strength and severity for the unworthy?
Okay, so we've got lawful good. All who abide by my laws may rely on my mercy. Yuck. Neutral good. I'll not deny help to anyone in trouble who comes to me for aid. That's good. Lawful neutral. I'll be merciful to those who deserve it. Chaotic neutral. Perhaps with the benevolent. No, perhaps with benevolence. Or perhaps harshly. We'll wait and see. Or neutral evil. I will destroy the unworthy, but as for those who are suffering, let them solve their own problems. Okay, this is funny, because I think certain natural monarchs want to think they're neutral good. The government wants to be neutral evil. And I know I say it all the time, but I support the French model. Anyway, chaotic neutral, because that's the only honest option.
Will you honor the old ways and traditions, which spread through these lands long before your time? And will you abide its laws, which all accept?
Okay, lawful good. I'll abide the laws which benefit my subjects and lands. Chaotic good. I don't need outdated traditions or stupid laws. The will of the Queen is above all. I know what my subjects require for their happiness and prosperity. I mean, the will of the Queen isn't very chaotic, but I suppose on the other hand it is. Neutral, only if it is wise and serves our larger goals. Lawful, this country will live under the rule of law, and those who break the law will be severely punished. Yikes. Chaotic evil? Laws? I don't give a fig about laws. I am the power and I have the law. If during breakfast I wish to hear innocents screaming on the rack, then I will hear it. Yeah, I'll go with neutral here.
And finally, what will be the motto under which you shall rule? Proclaim it now for us to witness, and we shall etch this solemn moment into our hearts.
Nolus, despotism is chaotic apparently. I mean, you know, I don't care about the laws, I just care about ruling with vibes, you know? Just my whims. Civil liberties. Nick is the French model where you kill the elites but somehow end up with an emperor for 20 years. I meant more that you, I meant more the guillotine part, but yeah, you have a point there. Okay, so motto, we've got lawful good, honour and law, neutral good, hope will prevail, chaotic good, mercy before law, lawful neutral, the oath is sacred. Well, that's a bit, you know, recursive, isn't it? The oath is that you must respect the oath. First rule of Oath Club is that you must respect Oath Club. The second rule is that you must respect the first rule. Neutral, truth and temperance. Chaotic neutral, freedom above all. Lawful evil, life is fleeting but law is forever. Neutral evil, the Queen wills the way. Chaotic evil, death to descend. Chaotic neutral it is.
Well now. Esteemed gentlemen, fair ladies, the ceremony is complete, and now the long-awaited moment has arrived.
Nolus, this game has such a bizarre take on alignment. Sounds like American to you because you grew up with the Pledge of Allegiance. Hey Pinkthorn, thanks for the points towards the cosplay challenge. Hope you're doing well today. Sorry by the way, I'm a bit sporadic with chat because my phone doesn't seem to want to update it in time, so I have to keep looking to check the chat in OBS. I mean, alignment sort of makes sense when you realise that they specifically want alignment to be based on choices. Because they were trying to get us, well, they still had sort of always chaotic evil characters and stuff, but they were sort of trying to move towards a it more being a sort of a cultural choice, which wasn't ideal because I think there was a bit of left hand versus right hand. So on the one hand, you had executives who wanted it very edgy, so orcs were always chaotic evil. But on the other, you had sort of writers who sort of realised that was getting a bit old hat. But I suppose if you sort of work out what they're doing with alignment, it makes sense. Because I think their idea of chaotic neutral makes the most sense. In that it's ultimately you're putting priorities on freedom of choice rather than consistency. So I think the good example was much earlier in the game was when the chaotic neutral option was to basically kill someone who tried to enslave your party. Instead of just, say, banishing her or allowing a nearby chaotic evil character who's been hunting her down to do it, and so on and so forth.
Let us bow together and witness this solemn moment. The crown.
This isn't going to be one of those crowns that makes my head dissolve or something, is it? Achievement unlocked. Hail to the king. I thought we'd already dealt with the undead.
Speech, Your Highness. According to tradition, we need a speech.
No less, you meant what dialogue choices represent what alignment. For instance, the transparently bigoted, fascist, lawful good options. Yeah, I think that's really what they were going for. Like, they've sort of tried to move. I think they sort of tried to move away from the idea that lawful good is necessarily the best standard of good. Because, like, obviously the lawful part can make it a bit rigid and uncompromising in places. In particular, of course, a lot of creatures are deemed evil by default, so it's good to destroy them. But you have to be chaotic to resist that. Definitely sort of aiming for shades of grey, but it also gets a bit confusing when you also have literally evil alignments. Lindsay leans towards you and whispers urgently. Speech, Your Highness. According to tradition, we need a speech. Fine, I shall speak, or take a neutral option of, that's quite enough for today, Lindsay. The people want to celebrate, not listen to my pompous babbling. On the one hand, I agree with that. On the other, maybe giving a speech would make Lindsay happy. Should I give a speech? Yeah, I guess I'll give a speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, Her Highness wishes to give a speech.
Lindsay claps her hands in joy and turns to the crowd. You step forward. The countless faces of the crowd, so noisy just a moment ago, now become still. Their eyes all upon you. Okay, this is the power fantasy I need. Being able to give a speech in front of a crowd without dying of fear. Pink Fawn, you still think there's some really dodgy moral choices in games. Like the old Republic, deem mercy killing someone to be a dark side action. Yeah, that sort of makes me think of the second BioShock. Because obviously it had moral choices. Well, there's basically a moral choice for each boss, where it was either spare or kill. But the, I think it might have been the penultimate boss. Basically, had the same choice, but the good option was actually euthanizing them. Because they basically left a recording saying they're going to go completely off the rails. And they wish to be, and they want the mercy kill. And it's sort of, I think the problem is, obviously, if you have a system that's just binary good or evil, you can't really get that kind of nuance. Because the original Fallout was going to have a quest where there were two sort of potential leaders, and like the lawful good would become a despot, while the sort of bandit leader would be quite good. And that was altered to avoid the ambiguity. But Fallout 3 has a very similar scenario, where you have to convince a bunch of fairly prejudiced people to let ghouls, still intelligent ghouls live in their sort of bunker, well, tower. But if you support the ghouls, they basically murder the original residents when they're allowed to live peaceably. And I think the real issue there was obviously it was a binary good or evil choice. So even though the good option was the one you got the good karma for, and all the NPCs were like, "Oh, yep, you're good, cool. Ask for you to be nice." And the evil option was the opposite. So it will determine what the DJ will be saying about you and such like. Yeah, it just doesn't work because the game just wasn't built for it. Anyway, enough chatting. So we've got neutral good, my good subjects, my only dream is to deliver peace and safety. Those who put their trust in me, something you need for so long. Yes, I'm very good, ha ha ha. Lawful neutral, my loyal subjects. Today is the day when the law finally comes to the stolen lands. Chaotic neutral, brothers, sisters, and enemy pals. The very essence of the stolen land is freedom. No longer will the powerful dominate the weak. I swear to defend your freedom to my last breath. Neutral evil. Now, listen to me, my subjects. From this day forth, I am your sovereign and your master. My word is law, and my will is your command. I think I get why some people like doing the evil options in these games. I mean, I don't, because being mean to NPCs makes me feel bad. I mean, which also bleeds over to D&D, because being mean to NPCs in tabletop games makes me feel bad. And also the players when I'm GMing. Nolus, random thought you had the other night. Maybe lawful good ought to be I'll bend the rules to help others, whereas chaotic good I'll break promises, and lawful evil is the other way round. And fierce, the problem with binary moral choices in games is that moral choices questions are rarely, if ever, binary. That's true. I think it works best, Nolus, if you consider the lawful and chaotic and good evil are separate. But on the other hand, you know, it's not great. It's a bit of a flawed system in the first place. Like, obviously originally it was just there to sort of help guide your character, but also mechanically they made it part of the rules. And it's just a bit of a cluster F. Envious, yeah, that's true. It's ultimately the problem is in a binary system, it's the developers' opinions. Anyway, we're going chaotic neutral here. You barely managed to finish your inspiring speech before the air is filled with shouts and whistles from the happy crowd. Chaotic good? I'll make sure that goodness prevails every time. Nothing will stop us on our way to a life of happiness and prosperity, or create a state where there's no room for evil, poverty, or sorrow. Chaotic evil. Don't forget, you belong to me now, so you'd better pray that I wake up in a good mood every morning, or you'll stand gaping while I burn your homes and execute your families for my own pleasure. Neutral. Address Lindsay. I've said enough. No, unless it was originally what you had instead of roleplay tools. Yeah. I guess, I mean, if I was in charge of the whole thing, I'd just go back to it just being chaotic or lawful, and just leave it vague what those actually meant. Just, you know, ditch good evil in the first place. I mean, I think Nick likes the idea that good and evil are just banners you run under, which does make sense from a world building point of view. But yeah, we don't need another rant on me on what a chaotic neutral character should actually be. Smiles light up on the people's faces, and you can hear a merry laughter and shouts of approval. You see a few sarcastic grins as you speak, but these grins are easily lost among the sea of smiling faces.
goodness, Your Highness. I always knew you were a woman of many talents, but your gift of eloquence is without equal. The Queen has spoken! Hail to the Queen!
The bard turns to the crowd and shouts as loudly as she can. Yep, now this is my kind of power fantasy. Being called a woman without having that awkward pause where someone has to stop and think about the right word.
Hail to the Queen!
Again, I'd prefer nicer weather. Or snow. I like snow.
Let Her Highness's name be praised throughout the century.
And fierce, it does mean no system can effectively give an objective moral decision-making process because every system is ultimately man-made. A complex enough and transparent enough system could very nearly approximate such a thing, though. So in other words, to make an alignment system work, it would have to be fiction first, I guess.
Hail to the kindest ruler in all the lands!
Even the game's going after my GMing style.
Listen to me. By Her Highness's declaration, the celebration has begun. We've heard enough speeches. Now let us enjoy the feast and raise a toast to the health of our queen.
Kind of ironic that people toast people's health by literally drinking booze.
This was a true triumph. Forget some simple barony. Our ruler now wore the crown of a monarch. The time had come for royal feats and equally royal dangers.
It was a triumph. Oh, come on, we're all thinking it, aren't we? Huge success. I can't contain my satisfaction. Okay. Oh, okay, there's a ticked off. Oh, good. I can still do the companion side quests. That's a massive relief. Exactly, Enfys. To celebrate your well-being, I shall destroy my liver. You know, doubly ironic if you're close enough relative to give someone a transplant. Okay, I've got 140 days before the next ancient curse, so I guess that's when how long I've got for the companion quests. Okay. Enough of this main story nonsense. It's side questing time.
This is my time to shine.
Where are the vendors? I need to sell some stuff. Okay, don't need Flame Guard anymore. I can sell Censor's Robe. Gloves of Elvenkind. Banana Nose. Headband of Vast Intelligence, I'll keep. Don't really need the Falchion. Falchion. Get rid of those great sword. Great sword +3. And oh yeah, I'll get some camping supplies and rations because I'll need those. Also need to remember to buy some flour. Buy at least 6. For some reason I kept a load of coal to sell. Wait, I think I need an emerald for a quest. Can I sell you any emerald? Emerald. Yep, and I need some flour. Okay. Hey Terras, when do we get a PS1 stream? Either when I dig up my old PS1 and hook it up to my capture card, or when I work out how to run a decent PS1 emulator, I guess. How you doing anyway?
I'll share my path.
Oh yeah, got any new weapon? I have been made queen of these lands, and okay, I'd criticise this dialogue, but this is what monarchists are actually like. Okay, this is interesting. Kanura. Kanura is leaning lazily against the wall. The tiefling's expressive eyes glare at you. I was expecting you. How is it, my queen? I'm sure you must be terribly bored, chasing after monsters and defeating enemies over and over again. You want to take a break from the routine and celebrate your triumphant rise to power? Tell me the truth, Kanara. What do you really want? Me or my crown? The tiefling freezes and looks at you completely baffled. What do you... Why? Isn't that a question a little too forward for an ordinary affair with a passing foreigner? Why do you ask, anyway? Kanara blushes faintly and bites her lip anxiously. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm ace and I tend to play my characters this way, but I kind of want to lean into the romance option I sort of blundered my way into here. Let's have my character be vulnerable. I just want you to know I really like you. Taras, you'd say emulation is a better choice since it gives me better access to games. Can I think of any suitable jobs for a four-armed OC? When you say jobs, do you mean like sort of day jobs or... I mean, of the things I have experience with, definitely so, because you can always use an extra pair of arms for that. Then again, when I think of four-armed characters, I keep thinking of Elzar from Futurama and the Marvel animation that was his forearms. Kanara opens her eyes wide and keeps silent for a long minute. Then she looks around as if for a way out and says hastily, "Of course you like me. How could you not? Who could resist these horns and this tail? Surely no one." Tiefling fans be like, "Listen, this isn't a good time. You probably want to rest, not talk about some tiefling." Excuse you, but I am a bothersome tiefling, and I like to talk about myself all the time. I'll go for a walk, and then I have something to do. So long. Nara practically runs out as she speaks the last few words. Is this a separate quest, or... Guess not. Oh, here we go. It's just an errand. Okay, I need to drop by Lake Silverstep to drop off that emerald.
The danger don't frighten me.
Chiral, the half-elf is clearly embarrassed to be in the palace. He shuffles his feet and bows shyly. "Greetings, your highness. Here, I've brought you something." Oh, thank you for the stop self-defaming, Nolus, and thanks for the hydrate, Taras. Sorry, I didn't share that on my mobile thing. I'll stop self-defaming. Chiral bows as he hands you a bundle. Golden thread. I need something from you. I need some new clothes. Oh yeah, we should probably look at these. Coronation complete. Praise Xiphus. Several accidental deaths have plagued the region. Wizards say that it's a mystic system that can be traced to these incidents, while not readily apparent at first glance. This is a ritual of followers of Xiphus, the god of accidental death. His fanatics must be stopped. Okay, that's the funniest thing imaginable. Okay, Jod's busy, so he can't do anything. The Trail of Daring Logic. Adventurers are gathering an expedition to Loric Fells to mine some precious quartz. If they survive the troll woods and return with the loot, they'll be rich. The stones valued by wizards who create golems. Any who hate them can count on valuable trophies. Okay, Amiri, make us proud. Trading with Restov. Okay, Valerie, get to it. Aldori Fighting School. Okay, Ragongar. Oh damn, I've got a lot of BP. Lighter border control. Curse research. New regions. Okay, we'll play. Okay, no one's claimed the South Nile marches yet. Oh yeah, I should get the ranking up done. I should really stop yeah, I should really stop putting people in charge of stuff when I need them to do other stuff. Well, I guess the time has come to do some side quests. But yeah, first of all, I'm just going to grab all my collectibles from my stash. Nulis, the time has come to talk of other things. Enfys, that's entirely too reasonable leadership thinking, Brioche. If you learnt anything from managers, It's that you should condescend and guilt trip your subordinates. Yeah. Okay, anything can build. Okay, nothing I can build yet. Certainly what your last boss fought, no less. That sucks. I'll need those diamonds. Okay, what's going on in the tavern then? Oh yeah, something I found out. Apparently Alina has an optional romance with one of your party members, but one of the ones I didn't manage to end up picking up. Alina seems to be brooding. She tugs at the seam of her apron and looks at you with uncertainty. Your Highness, I wouldn't want to bother you, but if you could spare a moment, I'd like to ask you something. What do you want to ask me, Alina? Your Highness, the city's getting rebuilt after the bloom. The people survived such terror. I know almost all of them, and I see in their eyes what a nightmare it was for them. And I thought... Alina sighs. I thought we should cheer them up somehow. I can make a special treat for everyone. I can't do it alone. Sad quest. Thing is, I have a very special family recipe, which I'm sure the locals would love. It's now, don't laugh, it's an omelette. Made from a roc's egg. This bird is not really a bird, but a huge monster that lays eggs very rarely. It's considered a royal treat. Only a few people in all the stolen lands have ever tried one. If we could treat the people to this delicacy, the whole neighbourhood will be buzzing about it for months. And what could be better medicine for their fear and sorrow than something fresh to boast about? I know there's a rock that lives near Talon Peak, but it is a dangerous place. I offered a reward, but none of the hunters I know will risk going there. But I know you could handle it, Your Highness. Alina raises her eyes timidly. I know it's no task for a queen, but there's no one else to ask. Okay, I think I've already gone to Talon Peak and already killed the rock, but... fine idea. I'll try to get you such an egg. Alina is glowing. Thank you so much. I'm sure you can handle it easily. What's new around here? Oh, that was right. When I said that Pitax is full of shameless foxes dressed like people. Lately there's so many folks from Pitax. More than mosquitoes in the spring. And they're sticking their noses in everywhere. No less. It flaps like a bird, squawks like a bird, doesn't it? It's just a big ass bird. Yeah. I mean, I think the difference between an animal and a monster is really just PR. Oh yeah, I need to go speak to Kanara. Thanks for the quote, Enfys. And yes, you missed a W. You missed 696, which, as we established, is just three pet friends platonically sleeping top tail. Before we continue, thank you, Nolus. All rise for that Bisected Brioche stream national anthem. Look, we have a noble guest, but come to think of it, it's us who are the guests of the Queen. Anyway, it's a great honour. Yeah, I think I've exhausted all this dialogue. I like these kids, I hope nothing happens to them. Nara, the tiefling girl, looks alert. Okay, I've missed you. I want to spend some time alone with you. Nara puts her hands on your shoulders. It's like I feel the desert heat and the cold northern wind at the same time. Damn. Tail makes everything better, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I need to speak to the other sister, I think. Here we are. I wanted to talk to you about a personal matter regarding your sister. I know something happened. There are scorch marks all around the house, as if someone got too anxious and couldn't control herself. Tell me what happened. Nolus, it is a nation now. Got a ruler and everything. Okay. The idea I might have actual authority over anything, even in a game, is terrifying. Just throwing that out there. You know, something's actually been bothering me about Klike's character portrait. Do you reckon on her shoulders, do you reckon those are tattoos, or do you reckon her outfit just has lace on it? Okay, forgive me if my words offended you, but I like you and your sister, both of you, and not just as my companions. I don't know how you react, but she behaved rather strangely. There's deep sorrow in Klike's eyes. Let's not talk about it. There are those who are born under a lucky star, which brings them love and happiness. But I'm not so blessed, and my path takes me through lonely, dark places. As for Kanara, it's not so simple with her. Klike pinches the tip of her tail pensively, and her face brightens with a smile for a moment. There are some things that baffle even my cold and rational sister, and she gets lost like a child. Sincere mutual affection, not to mention love, is one of those things. You know our story. Most of our lives we lived in disguise. Nara has always been surrounded by admirers. I can barely remember a week passing without her receiving an invitation to courtship. Who was it that her suitors really pursued? Our whole story was fiction, and our faces were illusions of a beautiful Asimars. The lucky ones who my sister allowed to get close, not only could they never look into her soul, they didn't even see her real body. Notice she is a sorcerer, so you imagine their tattoos. Yeah, that would track. But I think kineticists are sort of, it's not entirely made clear, but I think it's sort of, the law is that kineticists can just sort of do it. Then again, so can sorcerers, so... Oh. I'm sure that her response to your confession would be to sneer, put on airs, or pretend she doesn't care about anything. But in truth, I think she's perplexed. She's never been in a situation where someone liked her for what she really is. If you do care about her, then show her. Show her and earn her trust. So what do you propose I do? Be patient, but don't forget to impress her. Don't let her down. Life with her is chaos and unpredictability. The feeling with a typo there, that has blossomed between you can die just as easily, much more easily. Forgive me if I can't help you on this simple advice. Thank you, Kalike. Okay, did that do it? Yes. 3 XP. All I had to do was talk to the people. No less. Tieflings in disguise. Yeah. Oh yeah, for those who missed their backstory, they're tieflings who basically made a deal with the devil to be disguised as Asimar's for a while. Because obviously this does the whole fantasy racism thing.
I'll share my path.
Alright, by sorcery you just meant magic user. Fair enough. Alright. Enough messing about. Let's go do some side quests. Oh yeah, need to do some loot equipping first. Oh sweet, I've got a crown. This royal headdress grants its wearer +6 enhancement bonus to charisma, intelligence and wisdom, and a +2 resistance bonus to compulsion effects. Heck yeah. Golden Thread. This hat grants its wearer +4 enhancement bonus to charisma, the ability to cast whole person. Okay. Charisma casters. Pretty sure it's a constitution caster. Oh yeah, Lindsay's a charisma caster, isn't she? There we go. She at least gets the bonus spell. Give knock the gloves. Oh yeah, not suffered drain. I should do something about that. Exactly, Nihilus. Fancy hack yet? Nihilus is a fine line between a sorcerer and a warlock. The only difference is a sorcerer's powers are bought given, and the warlocks are a subscription. Well, it's more like warlock is I mean, sorcerer is your dad owns the company. Warlock is you sleep with the boss. Okay. Oh, one scroll of restoration, please. I don't have any use for the full plate, so I'll sell it. Okay, I need another one to deal with the constitution drain. Nihilus. Sorcerer's powers are assumed to be inherited, sure, but there's nothing saying a character can't be a first-generation sorcerer, either via wild magic or having done a favour for a dragon, chosen by God, etc. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I suppose it's more that sorcerers were given their powers, and yeah, you're right. Warlock is more of a subscription. On the other hand, it's generally assumed that a warlock can just keep their powers if they go against their patron, just not gain new levels. Don't pour this excess stuff. Ah yeah, sorry by the way if I'm a bit scratchy today. It's just that it's super muggy because there was a storm yesterday. You'd think that would clear the air, but no. do I... Wish they'd really, they'd just mark what's vendor trash and what I can sell. Okay, now we're going to go on some cool adventures. No less, you'd assume a warlock's grantor could strip their powers at will. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Maybe it's up to the DM. Oh yeah, it needs to get rid of that armor as well. What I need to do is I need to buy another bag of holding from somewhere. And fifth, the idea of warlocks' powers never being owned by themselves always bugs you. Like if someone takes the time to understand the raw alien concept of an eldritch power and learns how to siphon its power, whatever, it seems kind of odd that they could be removed at a whim. Yeah, there's the thing. The law sort of suggests that warlocks do actually do quite a lot of studying, so you can actually probably presume that they do sort of know what they're doing. They sort of do. I don't know. They sort of have it on some level earned their power. So, quick. Right. Actually, I need to remember which side quests there are to go on. Oh yeah, I forgot he was blinded. So we've got what's his face who wants to go meet the dwarves. Those two want to go confront the people who enslaved them. Yeah, I think I'll start with Kanara's quest because that's the party member I'm most invested in. So that's down here. How do I get to the Seven Barons? Enfys, you think it comes down to the nature of the pact? Yeah, that makes sense. Nettie, oh, thanks for the good luck. Lulus, to be honest, the Gulag is a weird case because you're mostly thinking Fae and Fiend packs, where the patron implicitly has stuff they actively want the Warlock to do. I mean, to be fair, that's the case with all Warlock packs, but it's really up to the DM how that affects gameplay. I think they say Warlock is basically a built-in plot hook.
Stand down.
We'll do it the hard way.
Okay, can you charge it? Knock knock. quite. I keep forgetting this game has a not turn-based mode. Just quietly sneak forward and throw a fireball at it, as one does.
Serves you right.
Hehehehehehe.
How cute!
Notice you can't see either of those taking time to teach Warlock how to use the power they're giving access to. You always saw it as more, here's an instruction manual. Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose it sort of comes down to what... Like, I suppose that's the idea, because traditionally, someone who summoned a demon would basically ask it for knowledge. Which is interesting, because, you think about it.
I decree we set up camp.
Okay, there we go. Let's rest. Gonna save. Let's get this loyalty mission on. You need the following companion. Okay. Oh yeah, because okay, this could be a nuisance because I can only switch when and this knowledge that's given or taken can't be removed after all. It's a good point. Notice that's a point you always assume Warlock powers you look aside were given, not taught, and that just puts a different spin on things. And this, yeah, that's a point. Although I do kind of like the idea of a Warlock who goes against their patron, but there we go. Goes against their patron, but it's just like, you know what, nope, keeping the powers, can't do anything about it. And it turns out they've just become powerful enough they can keep the powers. Yeah. Warlock packs are kind of a very interesting area. I've actually had kind of an idea for a subclass that's basically yeah, what's this event? A strategist. An idea for a subclass that's basically just warlocks who form a sort of collective, and that's how they get their power. So obviously the collective makes demands of the warlock, but there's no one individual warlock who's completely powerful. Right. Okay, for those who weren't keeping track, Kasai, this party member, is actually two sisters who can swap places. The lawful evil one got killed by a soul eater. No relation to the anime. So her sister basically made a deal where they can be brought back one at a time. A devil they made the deal with that got her killed in the first place, sort of, has dropped by and made another deal to deal with the Soul Eater, and that's what we're going to do now. Like. You. Like folds her arms on her chest and glares at the devil. Forefather.
How rude, girl. The
forefather doesn't seem insulted.
I thought you were old enough to understand what little meaning there is in such labels as good and evil.
It's actually a very evil thing to say.
Didn't the evil devil help you and your sister? Didn't the followers of the good goddess despise you?
Don't know why I'm giving this guy a Bane voice, but I just am.
Anyway, now is not the time for long conversations. I promised you get a chance to get rid of the Soul Eater once and for all. Without any fuss, the time is now.
The devil makes a sweeping gesture forward. Okay. What? Oh no. What's this noise, Nero? You trying to annoy me by pounding rocks with a pot? I'm not doing anything. I can hear it. Watch out! Oh no. 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 Sweet teeth. No. No. Okay, I am so angry with this devil right now.
Why so upset, my dear? I use my mastery of illusions to fool the slow-witted Soul Eater. It will get its victim. 3 of them, in fact. And it will believe it captured and killed Kanara. And then it will leave, and your problems are solved.
Kileke looks at you, eyes filled with despair. Please, Brioche, we have to save them. What if we summon Kanara? The creature will be drawn to her, and we'll be able to kill it, but then my sister... Oh, and then this... I don't know what to do. Nolus, you got very invested in the idea of archdevils cashing in. Warlocks / cultists who break their packs. And writing stuff for Avernus. Oh yeah, so just like killing them so they get their souls.
Follow your heart, of course. Isn't that the sort of trite wisdom you love to repeat?
Yeah, I think the neutral response is where I'd go here. Because, I'd sort of be wary of it being sort of like a centralist approach, but obviously you can't really say their lives, well, actually I suppose you could, because they're 3 children and she's kind of brought this on herself, but still. So chaotic good, summon the Kanara, will distract the Soul Eater, and then kill it. Neutral, I can't put the lives of the sweet tree above Kanara's or vice versa. Lest it be decided by combat. Okay. Alright then, let's hurry.
I don't tolerate threats.
So we can't let them die. Knock knock. Get over there and kick its arse. Oh hey, they have levels in Rogue. Why was I worried? Get that full attack in. Okay, I think we're gonna basically alpha strike this thing.
You offend me.
Oh no. Shield. That is not allowed. Okay, Jubilast. What? Don't know why that moved that out of the thing, but... Okay, Lindsay. Get everyone with haste. Oh, hey, Kiara. We're trying to save a bunch of children from the consequences of someone else's actions. Okay, actually, not just someone, the main character, well, my player character's girlfriend's actions. How are you doing anyway? Oh, and thank you for contributing to the tiefling cosplay challenge, Jan. That, for those of you who don't know, is basically doing a full version of this cosplay I've got going. So yeah, can throw the points in there if you want to see me wearing all the body paint.
Knock knock used to lighting enemies on fire first. Tear them apart!
Okay, it's down. Controlled fireball. Gets them every time.
Taste my fury.
Okay, Kalike just can't hit for some reason. Okay, she's just rolling really bad. Fair enough. Kiara, you're okay just being? Fair enough. Okay, Lindsay, what have you got? I need to remember to get more, hello, that might be useful. Okay, it's immune.
You deserved it.
Hehe, acid splash.
Be easier if you not fight back. Huh. Ha. Hey.
Ah, just one attack shy of finishing it. But did they get up again? Almost got it.
Your time is over.
Whew. Okay, this is another case of me getting inordinately attached to some NPCs, so I'm super happy with this result. The sweet teeth are alive. I was so scared. Kingmaker steps forward to embrace her friends, but then stops and turns to the forefather, clenching her fists. Leave us alone. Go away now. We aren't afraid of your little plots, you see.
What plot, silly child? I only saved your sister. Do you really not give her a moment's thought?
Yes, I almost dragged Kanara into this bloodbath without even asking her. But it is Brioche who stopped me. While you seem to have been waiting for a chance to push me into the abyss. Oh, I guess it. His plan was basically to make her, because she's chaotic good, choose an evil option by putting her sister in danger.
You sound so confident, but what does Kanara think of this?
A shadow of doubt runs over the girl's face. Let's ask her. Nara raises her brow expressively, eyeing the scene. So, what did I miss? And thank you for the quote, Nihilus. Could someone explain to us what's going on? Oh yeah, these three kids are basically sort of friends with the Good Alliance sister. But didn't know about the whole switching places thing. Oh, I understand. I do. There really are two of them. How could I have missed it?
My hat's off, young lady. You and your sister, I take it. You're quite good actresses. Or perhaps Jubilos and Arthrop is just a knucklehead.
Now he's getting it.
Not to mention the rest of the party.
The forefather wanted to feed the sweet teeth to the Soul Eater, supposedly to help you, but we interfered. Really, I'm amazed that it didn't occur to Kingmaker to summon me as bait for the Soul Eater. My sister seems to be growing more mature. I'm almost ready to believe she's not just a silly little fool. Nara smiles and seems pleased.
An amazing agreement, and in a way, a reconciliation. I expected a more emotional reaction. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is that my little play was a success. I hope it will spare my darling girls from the strictures imposed on them by their divine patron.
A quick succession of thoughts flashed behind Kanara's eyes. So that's what this was about. Oh, I get it. So the devil was upset that they owed something to her god. And this, you have returned from the depths of cleaning up a smashed wine bottle. Oh, damn. I have to do that all the time at work, and it's such a nuisance. You didn't cut yourself on any glass, did you? I mean, that's whenever someone other than me cleans one up, that's what I get worried about.
Obviously, it would be madness, and short-sighted, to argue with a herald of Nevertheless himself.
You hear a chuckle from under the iron mask.
But it would be pathetic to do nothing. You see, girl, and you, Brioche, my offspring is a valuable investment in this world, and I wish to secure my interests. For ages, I've reaped souls as a sickle for Reap's game, turning even the most loyal followers from their service to the almighty gods. And I imagine that all-seeing Nethys decides to make a joke of me by taking two souls that are mine by right. But everything will work out just fine. Soon enough, I will reclaim what's been taken from me.
We are not your property. And this, no injuries were sustained. Oh, good. Hope it wasn't an important bottle of wine.
In your case, the matter must still be discussed, but in Kanara's case, the situation is quite clear. She made a contract with me for a lifetime of service, and she's the only one who thinks a formal death followed by a resurrection can spare her from her contract. But in any case, It's not up to you to decide your fate.
Why did you plot all this for, Father? What's in this for you?
To secure a valuable investment, of course. The mindless monster from Abaddon, in hunting Kanara, was standing in my way, and I had to get rid of it. But there is more, of course. What kind of devil makes plans without some sinister ulterior motive? I cannot hope to oppose Nellis, who has taken my girls under his wing, but I can drive them to break the god's conditions, and thus lose his patronage.
Oh, you piece of blancmange. Envious, you don't think so, but you don't drink wine either way. Fair enough.
And I have succeeded. First, I lured them to these lands with the Disc of the Eclipse. Then I made them reveal themselves to everyone present. Kingmaker just couldn't stay and watch her precious sweet teeth die, could she? To protect them, she only needs to bring Kanara right before everyone's eyes. In any case, the vow of secrecy has been broken. Now we only need to deal with the second condition, and then I may receive what's been taken from me.
Okay, so options: lawful good, whatever it is you're planning, I'll protect them. Chaotic good, your treatment of Kanara and Kingmaker as property is unacceptable. Lawful evil, they're mine. Well, I can just kill him. Your treatment of Kanara and Kingmaker as your property is unacceptable.
I'm sorry, but I began their story. I'll be the one to finish it. Just you wait. Soon enough I will take another turn in this game.
Okay, talk to the twins alone. Envious, to be fair, you don't drink much alcohol. Yeah, same. I mean, I drink more than I used to, but... You know what? I really like that adventure with the Soul Eater. I'm afraid of Kanara. She'll definitely roast us. Like, when you say roast, do you mean... Oop, I'm gonna steal your stuff. They have a lot of diamond dust. Okay. So I guess the option here is to go back to the capital and speak to them in their house. Drop my phone. Yeah, I mean, obviously for very personal reasons, I avoid drinking too much alcohol, full stop. I've definitely become more comfortable with having it with meals. Otherwise, I just generally limit myself to one drink a day at most. I usually don't drink every day anyway. Maybe I need to open my window when I'm done streaming, but my room feels so muggy right now. Oh, this thief aren't here anymore. Okay, let's go speak to him. I remember something of an independence hair, then chuckles. Some story, isn't it? You're fine, aren't you? I'd say I'm perfectly fine. Like I'd started a new life. But seriously, I do feel better now that the Soul Eater is no longer a threat. Did you understand what the forefather was trying to achieve? He explained everything, with his devilish dedication to details. He considered his offspring a valuable investment, and me? Well, I'm in his property. And my death didn't annul that contract. I suspect he has another motive. You know, demon figures like the forefather live for one thing, twisting the souls of other believers of believers in other deities, and bringing them under the reign of Asmodeus. Hell does not forgive mistakes, and the forefather was well regarded there. But his valuable investment slipped his grasp, to be rescued by another deity. That must be unbearable for him. He'll do anything it takes to get us back, or me at least. I'm surprised you and Kingmaker didn't get into a fight. We can't, thanks to Nethys. It was a wise decision, providing us with a time plane wall. But seriously, the forefather is as devious as they come. He found a way to trick us both, but everything turned out all right in the end, I suppose. And first you stopped in your 20s and started caring less and less about what other people think. Too many people ruin their lives with stuff, never mind a family history of addiction. Yeah, same. Some cocktails of disaster aren't worth the risk. No less, your throat hates alcohol in general, can only take cheap decrees, even rum and coke is just slimy coke. Enfys, you did share it for the pun. Valid. It's the kind of behaviour we support on this stream. What can we do? I'd say we should figure out how to stop the forefather from carrying out his plan. He's stronger than you or I. It's only another's power that keeps him at bay, for now. Only someone with a death wish would stand against a deity, or his herald. But for now, all we can do is wait. I need to talk to your sister. Nara sighs. Of course. But cheer up, would you? She must be all worked up, and she's been through so much. After everything that happened at the Calmlands Barrens, Kingmaker has kept to herself while acting as if nothing happened. This time she greets you with an almost pointed nonchalance. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Kingmaker gives you a grateful smile, touched with sadness. It's been a difficult time for me. Thank you for asking. Did you understand what the forefather was trying to achieve? Oh yes, he couldn't help explaining everything in great detail. The patronage that Nethys gave us weighs heavily on him. But despite all his might, the forefather believes in rules. He imagines that if he forces us to break the deity's conditions, Nethys will turn away from us. Perhaps he's right, but in spite of everything, I'm grateful for the taste of freedom I've received. No less part of you is curious what you're like drunk. Yeah, I've never really bought into that. Like, obviously people act different when they're drunk, but I think you can sort of trace it to where other parts of their personality are, you know? I've had enough of pretending, and I want to hear my true name and not have to lie about everything all the time. Are you upset that I didn't let you summon Kanara and we barely saved the sweet teeth? I understand why you made the decision. It would be unfair to my sister to use her as bait for the monster. I can't even think of letting the forefather feed the sweet teeth to that beast. We tried to help everyone without making any sacrifices or putting anyone's life above others. Something in me rises against this decision. The more I think about it, the more I see the wisdom in it. So what can we do now? I'm afraid all we can do is wait. The devil promised it's not yet the end. He'll make us break those other conditions. I wish I knew how he was going to do that. Because it means that Kanara and I will meet again. Kingmaker swings her tail nervously. I have to go. So long. Hey, that quest's done. whose quest's next? So we've got Lindsay's. And we've got the Dwarven one. Oh, yep. Tuberlosts. Yeah. I think I'll do Octavia and what's his face's one next. Really pick up any loot from that one. So who do I sub out? Okay, so this is way over here on the other side of the map. While I'm here, I can do Talon Peak. Yeah. Go to Lake Silverstep. Just because I need to trade in that emerald.
I decree we set up camp.
It's been like 10 minutes.
They will not expect my strike.
Okay, we've just got bandits, bandits, and more bandits.
Friendship lasts forever. Come at me, I dare you. Consider me provoked.
Splat. Splat. No reason not to use haste, really.
May I suggest another way to use the spell?
Okay, any more bandits left? Oh, there we go. You run all the way here? No. But I can shoot them.
Away, you rascal!
Okay, so there's more around here. But where? I'd cast hideous laughter on me, would you? Where are they? Oh, okay. They were hiding.
This is where I step in.
Nolus, you finally found the selfies. Now you want the ball from Impa.
I
Alright,
declare we
Zelda.
set up camp.
Oh yeah, I own these lands now, so I can claim them.
Listen, Lindsay. Can you write a story about me? One where I'm bursting into a crowd of enemies, lopping off their heads, and then kicking their corpses and laughing like a madman.
What kind of story is that? That's your biographer's job.
I want you to write a story about my OC. He's called Blood Pouch, and he's the most badass of them all.
Okay, if I recall correctly, this NPC is right next to the merchant guy. Because I remember being confused why she was uniquely named. Nola, she still won't give you the glowing basketball. It's been waiting to be dunked for 10,000 years and is sitting here on a cushion. And you've got to wait till midnight and steal it. Okay, that's not her. On the map somewhere. Oh, that was it. Stone. Jewel and Mim. Okay, we need to find Mim then.
I'll share my path.
Ooh, loot. I missed that the last time.
I see something. I did as you asked.
Okay, where is Mim? It'd be really nice if they told you where the NPCs you're supposed to speak to were. Oh. Oh, before I do anything else, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. So I'll be right back in a moment. Just going to run a quick advert. Make sure you all behave yourself. And I'll see you all in a second. And we're back. Hope you've all been behaving yourself. Enfys, you have never been known to misbehave. It's true. And we have no reason to doubt their word. Enfys has never done anything wrong in their life. Anyways, back to the important matter at hand. Where is this damn NPC? Not them, is it? Oh no, that's Nixie I killed when I first came to this area. Notice you think Imperius, that Shayna NPC of yours, doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, is a million years old, has eyes everywhere, just sits in place 24/7. I don't get that reference, I'm afraid. This is a lot of work just for one errand. No, that's just a villager. I already spoken to him.
The dangers don't frighten me.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do me a favour and look up where to find this NPC, by all means do so. It's a character called Min. Doesn't say on the map, does it? Nope. Nolus is a stat block you sent Nick once. A moderately OP mystic who's inescapable and an absolute troll in combat. Ah, fair enough. No. Oh, that's a villager I spoke to a second ago. Nolus, a village by Lake Silverstep in the village you created in that region. Oh, okay. I don't think I've actually created a village here, so that would explain it. Well, I've just wasted a trip, I guess. Don't think I created a village here yet. Well, I'll sort that out next time I go back to my capital. Wait, I can just okay, he wants to suggest a name for this village. Cat's fairly empty, so Nolus Goldfoot. I like it. Any other ideas? Wait. Gold toe. Copper toe, that's even better. Okay. Well, I've willed a village into existence, so... I like the idea that I literally just sent a message saying, build a village right next to me. Hey guys.
This is my time to shine.
Trader. Useful. Really? Okay, where's Mim? Oh, she's up here. Here's your emerald. Aha! The girl looks at you with eager impatience. So, what about my request? Mim's eyes flash. Look at that colour. Look at the size. An excellent item. Finally, I'll be able to bring my idea to life. Wonderful. I'm ready to remain here and work for your highness. I need a place to live and work. I've brought all the necessary tools. All I need is 4 walls and a roof. And a salary, of course. Ideally sweet. I'll make it up to you. I like how the guards literally drop to one knee now. Again, that's just how royalists are. Who? Just upgrade this town. Nim's jewel shop. And we will build that here. Okay, do we want to go to Talon Peak first, or shall we get dropped by the technically hard out immediately? Yeah, let's go to Talon Peak.
I need to catch my breath. Listen, could you roast, like, a duck with your lightning? On a skewer?
My lightning is for fighting to the death, not cooking working experiments. Although, I could, I guess. Either roast it or burn it to ashes.
Notice, what are you planning on doing with 85 apples and 24 bananas? Well, I think that's obvious. Drown your enemies in fruit salad. Okay, so I've already visited this area and killed the boss, so I don't exactly know how this is going to play out. And thank you for the quote, Enfys. What a quote for quote number 700. The last time I was here there was a bunch of spiders, but not like they've come back to life, is it? Notice the damn Yiga clan with their earth bending and their bananas. Yeah. Oddly, it's really true. Oddly specific downers, really. Right, so I guess if I just run up to the nest, see what happens. Remember when I totally killed these bandits? Okay, can I just raid the nest again? That do. Okay, that's just a shortcut. Guess I can't do this side quest anymore. Unless I get a rock's egg from somewhere else. Yeah, because I already did this side quest. I already got the rock's egg. And I don't know what happened to it, so... Do I have a rock's egg still in my inventory? I think I used it for a recipe or something. Yeah, it'd be around here if it was. Enfys, that side quest could be a soft lock. As a side quest could soft lock you in this way be horrendous game design. Yeah, I basically stumbled along this area when I was doing the previous quest, so... Notice your inventory is clogged with cooking ingredients. Oh, sorry, clogged, TM. You don't dare use because you can never remember which clothes need what upgrade materials. And with apples, because you only cook things that give overheal. Douglas, healing's worthless now. Douglas, that's not a bug, it's a feature. How's it going?
I'll share my path. I need to catch my breath.
Why don't we set up camp?
Okay, that failed. Notice there's a hidden crossover in Kingmaker where it turns out they outsourced the placing and scheduling the quest objectives to Sheogorath. How's it going anyway, Douglas? Wait, did I say that? It's kind of muggy here, so my brain's not doing brain things.
You said we'd get out and live, and you were right. We got out, and we're living.
Okay, I think we'll look at this quest. Oh, it's 3 hours, so we'll look at this quest a bit. Oh, kingdom stuff happened. Okay. Literally, yeah, upset I'm not doing the quest I'm on right now. Yeah, I might need to finish soon because I thought obviously I haven't worn these contacts much yet and feel a bit larg.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Oh wow.
They're coming. Guards, everyone here.
Okay, here we go. I guess the cobbler was in on it all along. Oh damn, that's annoying.
Stand down.
I'll cut you.
Wow, they really don't like Lindsay, do they? Notice someone hid an apple inside the bridge in Keriko village. Why? Why not?
What a miserable last chapter.
Okay, luckily I think haste prevents slow. Okay, it counters it. Okay, I'm gonna do something about that bars.
Die for me.
Oh, they only went and did. Well then.
I'll fight if I have to. You think
Ah!
that hurt?
Time for fun?
Your time is over.
Bring it!
You'd think after seeing what happened to the last guys, they'd have
Stop me.
be considered narcs, but you know. Also, it's still getting exploded.
Bleed for me.
Running won't help you!
I think I might be a bit over leveled for this ambush. Nilla's gonna start a cult in the village called the Order of Giving Link the Orb.
Consider me provoked. Away, you rascal!
Is it over yet?
Just letting the ink dry.
+1 daggers and some ring. Notice you end up with 10,000 apples and no basketball.
I'll scout ahead.
I'll be honest, I haven't really played enough of Breath of the Wild to know what you're talking about. Mainly because I never really managed to be completionist about anything.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Tear them apart!
Okay, I've been hit by slow. No matter. I can't dodge this.
This is for you.
They go down!
Serves you right.
I really a lot of slows, aren't you?
Stand down. What troubles you?
Oh. Hey there. Maestro Janusz. Maestro Janusz claps as he greets you with a contented smile.
So, you managed to track down my messenger, locate this place, and make your way here. Very impressive. Very impressive. I see that all that training was not in vain. You old scumbag, playing your games. You think we don't know it's a trap? Ha, we're ready for anything. Oh, of course it's a trap. Not for you, though, my darling. Octavia, Rigonga. You've surpassed all my expectations. I don't help but feel pride in such students. I speak to you now not as slaves. No, you're deserving of your freedom. You've proven I can speak to you as equals.
But you're not going to apologise for the whole slavery thing, are you?
I invite you to become proper members of the Technic League. You'll become my left and right hands. You can have all the things this shabby queen could never offer you. Money, slaves, power, access to secret knowledge and powerful artifacts. We require just one small entry fee.
The wizard points at you.
Her head.
I need my head, though.
Whoa, that's one thing I wasn't ready for. But listen up, you old piece of shoot. You take us for brainless idiots here? Think we've gone through all your training and didn't learn the most important lesson?
He looks at Octavia. Lesson 1. Never trust Maestro Janusz in anything. Lesson 2. Hate Maestro Janusz with all your heart. Enough talk, old teacher. We're here to pass our final exam. I like the bit where they didn't betray me. Nolis, you see that MIT doctorate really pays for itself. Tss. Enfys, but I've already cut off my head. Oh yeah, I can just nuke them. Let's see, let's maximize this. Please stop casting that, it's very irritating.
Me.
This should hold you. Oh, damn it.
They choose to stand against me?
Thanks for the quote, no less. The part where they don't betray me is the best part. Where's the last one? Oh, okay.
Away, you rascal! Fall, you knave! You can't stop me.
Okay.
What are you waiting for? He's going away.
We'll catch him. We just need to set these poor people free first.
No, we don't. Forget them. Can't you see the scum's going away?
Reg, we can't leave them. We used to be slaves too.
And we've freed ourselves. Octavia, we owe nothing to these people.
Yeah, so they're interesting because they're basically collectively chaotic neutral. But basically Ragongar does all the bad stuff. So Octavia doesn't have to. So he's chaotic evil and she's chaotic good. Amiri, you can't save everyone, and we can't let this arsehole go. After him. Wait. You can't save everyone, and we can't let this arsehole go. After him. Yeah, we'll take the chaotic good option.
But, Janusz, damn it, fine, let him roll himself back to Numeria. Calistra's not blind, he'll get his someday. Enough chatting. Let's pull these idiots out of the fire.
I love you. After giving Ragongar a quick hug, Octavia rushes to help the chained slaves. Hey, how do I do that? Okay, they're saying thank you. Guess that's done. Be with you in a sec, just gonna loot these things. Any left? Okay, that's all of them. You're welcome. Okay, anything else to do? Nope, guess we're out of here. No less the most ramshackle wooden house you've ever seen. If one of them rolled over in their sleep, the whole thing should cave in. I think the idea is they're not supposed to be exactly particularly pleasant places to live in. And again, they do look rickety.
Hey. Stop. Damn that scum, he's gone.
Ragongar kicks the door frame, frustrated, and spits on the floor. It's alright. We'll settle the score later.
No, we won't. It's over. We'll never see him again. He knows we're stronger now, and he won't risk crossing us again.
But, Reg, that's wonderful. Do you realise what you just said? He is afraid of us now. The great maestro, Janusz, just ran away from us with his tail between his legs. He's running back to the farthest corner of Numeria to sit and hide. The rest of his life, afraid will come after him. The annoyance on Rigongar's face slowly fades into a contented grin.
You're right. That piece of shoot's going to see us in his nightmares for the rest of his life.
Let's search his study then. Gonna steal his stuff. Well, well, what have we here? Octavia flips through the pages of one of the books. Reg, take a look at this. Received Maestro Genesis key.
What is it? Whoa! Like Calistra's tits.
What an oath.
This is... Found something interesting here.
Yeah, you just turned into a merchant for a second.
Maestro was in such a hurry to leave that he left behind something pretty interesting behind.
What'd you find? Octavia triumphantly points at a page of the thick volume. These are the Maestro's ledgers. All his accounting for the last, let's see, 10, 20, yes, for the last 30 years. You know what this means?
A cow? What?
Sounds boring. No treasure maps, not even a little one. How do you not understand? This means... this is...
And we're ended. These pages is me and Octavia. When we were bought, for how much, from where, maybe even from who. I'm not all that interested in my tribe, really. I already know who they are. Parties shoot who sell their children into slavery. But it might be interesting to pay them a visit. Maybe spit into their faces personally.
It'll take some time to make sense of the ledger. We may not find anything. Or we may find something and regret even ever looking. I still want to know the truth. I want to understand who I am and where I came from. Nolus, you can embezzle him or something. Yeah, I was kind of hoping I'd just be able to basically steal all his stuff somehow. But I guess that's the next plot. Okay, next quest in this chain. What have we got here? Wander the location. Well, that gives you blind sight, which is actually pretty powerful. Maestro Genisha's diary. Well, 15 slaves have just been delivered from Ustalov. Made an order for 40. One half died on the way, and the rest came with some sort of disease. I sent them to the lab. They weren't good for anything else anyway. We had to change barracks to get rid of the disease, burn the old one to the ground along with the slaves that remained there. I doubled my order for the new ones. Delivery is expected to arrive by spring. I begin to get the impression this isn't a very nice man. Worthless, stupid dreams. Again the same wench as before, all night long promising me a crown and a throne in exchange for some piece of garbage from the stolen lands. Throne's location and the kind of crown, never mentioned. I need to prepare some magical protections. I like that the main villain of this campaign's also been trying to recruit him. Nola steal his identity and free all his slaves. I don't think it works that way. 2 agents have dragged back the slaves who fled 2 days ago. I've made an example of them, whipped them to death in front of the others. Now to change the locks and shackles. That Faye keeps bargaining. Now she's offering me all the secrets of the First World in exchange for some artifact. She wants to go all the way to the middle of nowhere to search for no one knows what. Just who does she think I am? I'm tired, but not a single night passes without her coming. But I'm intrigued. Maybe I'll have a use for this wench after all. Now Narisha comes even during my midnight naps. She's so impatient. Rigongar and Octavia found themselves a new owner. Should have guessed it would end like that. So many years, so much effort wasted. I had to do everything myself. I'm going crazy. Narissa keeps hiding her face from me. The 3rd night in a row. I'm trying to sleep both at night and during the day. I need some sign to know I'm doing what I'm supposed to. It's dusty here, hard to breathe. That doesn't matter. There's been no technically hideout in history that's as useful as this one. I was lucky that some of our people had previously arranged for a safe spot within the stolen lands. There could be no better place for us to set up an ambush. It should be easy to lure this queen out. My dream was short, but I got what I've been craving. A light touch from Mistress Nerissa was all I needed. You gave me a chance. My head won't touch pillow again until I kill the queen. That fell for pay for all she's done, or my life is over. I will not disappoint my mistress. Oh, I guess he was into Vendom all along.
Done and done.
Oh yeah, it disconnected for me too. To be fair, I think this is probably about the time to finish this stream. Figurine gears rule. Oh damn. The nanites inside this item provide the wearer with multiple abilities. Pamela only gets +1 bonus to all attack rolls with bombs, increases to +2 at level 12. Hope only gets +2 against saving throws. The Catalyst bonus bombs deal additional dice. Bloody hell, this is OP. Or technically letter. Yeah, I think I'll just well, I'll read this letter and then I'll probably call it. Because brain melty. Nanites, this trinket's got midichlorians in it. Exactly nihilus. Yeah, Numeria basically has a... Basically Numeria's entire thing is that it's full of crashed alien technology. So there's all sorts of science fiction-y technologies. Which is why the barbarians are so suspicious of basically everything. Master Ojinush, the problem is finally solved and we have an instant repass on all damages sustained by our organisation. The company of technomancers and their robotic escorts, deployed at your command, finally eliminated this nuisance. I regret to inform you that very few of our men have survived the assault. The Myrmidon and lower class robots have been reduced to parts, and only one of our 2 precious annihilators is still in service. Although heavily damaged and beyond our capabilities to repair, at least the case of this disaster in Numeria is finally closed for good, and then the complete reports will be sent to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, I can shed some light on the main lines of inquiry at play here. At the moment, this seems to be in the work of a small group of powerful, well-organised individuals, referred to as the 5 disasters until further information is recovered. 1 android, unregistered with 4 arms and heavily customizable cyberware, which is what allowed it to cause such heavy damage with crippling and often fatal explosives. We've not been able to repair it and put it to use. All that we've been able to extract is a chunk of strange nanite cloud. That settles into a tangible form, and some largely corrupted data. For now, our restoration efforts have only succeeded in extracting a self-identification of gears and several recurring names. Alunia, Saya, Jindra, Elfrida, Max, Bailey, and Sandley. We're hopeful that the names of the disasters are among them. This is the only promising part of our investigation. Okay, I'm wondering if this is a reference to one of the adventure paths. To be fair, aside from Wrath of the Righteous, I don't really know them that well. What seemed to be a female angel, possessing wings and a powerful holy aura, who greatly delayed the execution of the disasters through her sustained curative powers. For her support, the disasters seemed to heal faster than they could be damaged, and with each heal, one of our men seems to suffer a spontaneous backlash and combust. A female devil or similar beast. Horns, tail, small pointed fangs, extremely nimble. She was the last of all, even though her damage output did not seem to match that of her peers. She seemed untouchable until the Annihilator obliterated the general region she was last seen in. A human female with very strange powers, attacking our troops with a combination of bow and mysterious singing. Okay, that's literally just a bard. She seems to have caused sporadic mutations and a burst of aggression in her allies during battle. No traces of her or mutations remained afterwards. They were still investigating. The last case is unusual and resists easy classification. An elven male, or possibly half-elf in appearance, who threw himself into the fray, drooling with rage and unleashing a storm of steel and lead, with blade and a handgun. Yep, gunners are basic to Pathfinder. Between two assaults, the android scratched him and he changed into a massive 6-armed creature made of water, wreaking havoc among our ranks with claw, fangs, and weapons. There is clearly still much to investigate. The aforementioned disasters seem to be behind the deaths of our agents that led to the end of our activity at the Scar of the Spider on the Feldale side, forcing us to return to our headquarters at Starfall. Their true intentions and the motivation behind their hostilities are still unknown. Our teams have always been assaulted without a word. Despite this hard blow, you'll be happy to know that our activity in Numeria have been resumed by the time you have reached this message will have reached you. Alana. P.S. I attached this letter to a box containing the remains of the android. The nanites take form and fuse, but seem practically inert and unresponsive to our experts analysis machines. Maybe you can find some use for them. Well then. I'm just going to equip her Jubilos with that. Or I would if he was here. No less. Famine, death, war, pestilence, and user error. Well, yeah. Anyways, as I said, I'm going to save it here because brain feels like it's melting. Oh yeah, fun facts about gunners in Pathfinder. Obviously, gunners are a default class in Pathfinder. That's the break screen. There we go. Al Kitty, happy brain rest to me. Thank you. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, gunners are a default class in Pathfinder, but not in 5th edition D&D. And Critical Role started off as a Pathfinder campaign and was switched to 5th edition because it was simpler and slightly better for show. And that's the reason why the first Critical Role campaign has a gunner in it. I think they sort of, well, I still need to watch that animated series, but I think he's like a warlock in the new one or something. I mean, not in the actual show. Anywho, let's see who there is to raid. Glad you enjoyed it, Nick. Sorry about the technical issues and the brain melty. Summer's playing Retro, some Colossal Cave. He, I believe, was the speedrun record holder for a while. He's playing some Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I think I'll raid Summer because it's been a while. Okay, so thanks everyone for dropping by. Tomorrow I'll be on Nick's channel for some D&D again. Now that'll be the other half of the well, yeah, it'll be the other half of the quest that Nick's DMing. Oh, she's still the world record holder, Nick. Heck yeah. Friday it'll be more Leonard's Inception and some, well, Guild of Icons. Sadly I won't have those horns finished by then, so I guess I'm gluing my old horns to my forehead again. And yep, not much else to say. Thanks for tuning into Pathfinder this week. Hope you all like my new contacts. And thank you for the points. But yeah, how's the tiefling cosplay going? 87%. 438,854. Oh, it's just gone up to 440,854. 88%. Thank you, Nick. But yeah, because the stream restarted, I guess everyone can put points in again. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Oh, 10 seconds to do that again. And the read's going through. So, 3, 2, 1. See you later.